How can I help you?
I saw your videos on LinkedIn. I reached out to you, and here we are.
Epic.
So I do creative work for clothing brands and work with H&M.
Sadomasochism?
Huh?
S&M?
Yeah, H&M, the clothing brand.
Oh, H&M. Congrats, man. That's a big brand.
We can make a video viral without needing to run a video on a page.
Show me something that went viral and I like it. We'll watch it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you in this
So I'll
process?
tell you. So
Yeah.
in this scenario, we plan the shoot. We make a storyboard. We also shoot for them. And of course, we add SFX, color grading, cinematic transitions. Like from the end-to-end video, I can make sure that whoever watches the video, he will watch the whole video.
Okay.
If you see the must-have, this was an ASMR video. In this video, we are not selling anything. We're just trying to post something cinematic for the page.
I see. So you are selling something. That's the difference between a data-driven creative and a creative that's just creative to be creative. So let's reframe the thought there. So your goal is to get paid to do this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in order to get paid, someone else needs to make money off of what you're doing. Does that make sense? So therefore, it has to be selling something. Now, it might not be asking someone to buy something. You might be selling brand awareness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I look at this and I can't tell you what I'm watching. It's cool. It's pretty. It's beautiful. Really well done. But that's what's missing. Is it's a sewing company? Are they going to sew for me? I almost look like someone was cutting their hair.
Yeah, of course, in this one.
Yeah. You've got no reveal. Like you're
revealing
me.
what things?
Yeah. Revealing what you're selling or what you're promoting. Just complete the thought, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for instance, like let's go back to the H&M. Let's compare. You have an H&M right here. So I know you're selling clothes. You're not selling the beautiful model, but this is a recognizable brand. Maybe you're promoting Lollapalooza. I don't really know, but because it's H&M, I know it's clothes. And she's also modeling. I see the end result. She's out at the club. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to be out at the club and to look good. And if I don't, I know what it feels like to not. It makes me desire what you're selling. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, this is really great, dude. I love the work, man. It's really solid. I love that you said you don't know how to read the data. I believe that if you can execute something to look pretty, I can teach you to use data to make better decisions. So you got to make sure that the visual tells the story through the full AIDA cycle, right?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with AIDA? The
AIDA.
acronym?
No, can you please tell me the full form?
Yeah, dude, of course, man. AIDA is attention, interest, desire, and action. It's a framework that you can use to improve your creative. They actually started it as a way to break down how to do your ads, right? And I think it came from like the 1800s, but it's a framework. So it's AIDA is what it stands for. A for attention, I for interest, D for desire, A for action. So these are the key emotions that you have to attack in order to sell somebody, right? So attention, you've got to grab their attention. If you don't get their attention, they're not going to hear anything else you say. Then you have to hold their interest, and then you have to pique desire. Like you have to make them want whatever it is that you're trying to sell. And then the last step is you have to call them to action. You have to make them take action. And you can actually take that framework and align it directly with data. And so the data then will tell you exactly what to do the next time you log in to work on an ad. So like when you test if your metrics are low and if you watch those last videos, did you stop? Did they watch? Did they click? Did they buy? Did we profit? You can tie every one of those first 4 metrics. Did they stop? To attention? That's your first 3 seconds. If your VBR is broken, it's not just the hook. The hook is your interest. The hook is a full statement. The data that we get is 3 seconds. Now, if they didn't get to 3 seconds, has nothing to do with the hook. They didn't like the design. Whatever it is that you had on the screen didn't make them stop scrolling. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Like as you said, like the AIDA part, I think you can really use it to sell something.
Yeah.
You said you were running ads. I think that is a wonderful idea, wonderful framework to use.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's powerful and it fucking works. You could tie each one of those back to those metrics. So attention, the 3 seconds, right? So you need to grab more attention, focus on the scroll stopper, focus on the first 3 seconds, the design of that. If your hold rate, like that's the 15 seconds. Now, if they didn't get to 3 seconds, has nothing to do with the hook. They didn't like the design. Whatever it is that you had on the screen didn't make them stop scrolling. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Like as you said, like the AIDA part, I think you can really use it to sell something. You said you were running ads. I think that is a wonderful idea, wonderful framework.
You could tie each one of those back to those metrics. So attention, the 3 seconds, right? So you need to grab more attention, focus on the scroll stopper, focus on the first 3 seconds, the design of that. If your interest, your So if your hold rate is low, then that means you need to focus on the hook. The hook statement needs to grab their attention, and then you just throw in an open loop or something like that, where you ask a question or you make a statement, you tease something to keep them watching, right? Because you want to keep them longer so you can keep manipulating their brain to do whatever it is that you're asking them to do. And then that's how you create the desire. And then you just ask them to take action. And you have to remember, when people are on their phones, doesn't matter how smart your customer is, everyone, including myself, reads that phone like a fourth grader. And so if you just tell me what to do when I'm in my numb state, scroll state, I'll do it. Anyway, that's it. Attention,
Yeah.
interest, desire, and action. It's from the 1800s. Wow. That it's still very relevant.
I mean, it's a really great tactic because I really learned something new today, like the AIDA part.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great to meet you.
Sound good, Paul.
Yeah, man. Rock and roll, dude. I got to jump.
Good. Paul. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.